Tonight we chase the truth through the shadows of power, greed and betrayal in the Philippines. This is a nation of over 7,000 islands and more than 100 million people, yet its promise has been stolen by those meant to protect it. Corruption here isn't just numbers on a spreadsheet, it's hospitals without medicine, schools without books, and futures stolen before they begin. We'll break down 10 of the most shocking cases that have rocked the Philippines, name the alleged masterminds, and follow the money. But this isn't just about pointing fingers. It's about understanding how corruption thrives and the devastating cost for everyday Filipinos. We need to connect the dots and demand answers. Let's chase this story together, because the truth always matters. Let's start with a name synonymous with plunder. Bong Revilla. Once a movie star, Revilla became a senator and was swept up in the Priority Development Assistance Fund, or PDAF, scandal. The PDAF was meant for development projects, but in the wrong hands it became a personal ATM. Revilla was accused of funneling over 224 million pesos into fake NGOs, ghost projects designed to kick back money to lawmakers. The alleged mastermind behind the fake NGOs? Janet Lim Napoles. Evidence included whistleblowers and a paper trail leading to Revilla, but after a high-profile trial, he was acquitted of plunder. His co-accused, including Napoles, were found guilty, but Revilla walked free, ordered only to return part of the money. For many, this wasn't justice. It was a confirmation of a two-tiered system, one for the powerful, one for everyone else. The case eroded public trust and left a bitter taste of impunity. It showed how difficult it is to hold the powerful accountable. And it set the tone for what was to come. Next, Joseph Erap Estrada, a movie hero who became president on a promise to help the poor. But his presidency became a cautionary tale of power corrupted. Estrada was accused of receiving millions in protection money from illegal gambling, betraying those he vowed to help. The scandal led to a dramatic impeachment trial, but when key evidence was blocked, public outrage exploded. The EDSA II revolution forced Estrada from office in 2001. He was arrested, tried for plunder, and found guilty. The first Philippine president convicted of such a crime. Yet just weeks after his conviction, he was pardoned by his successor, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Estrada returned to politics, running for president again and later becoming mayor of Manila. His conviction became a footnote, his pardon a symbol of impunity. The message, even the highest office isn't immune to corruption, or to escape from consequences. Estrada's story is a stark reminder of how the powerful can bend justice, and how quickly the cycle repeats. In the Philippines, accountability is often fleeting. Behind President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo stood her husband, Mike Arroyo, one of the most controversial first gentlemen in Philippine history. He was linked to the infamous ZTE-NBN deal, a $329 million contract riddled with allegations of overpricing and kickbacks. Whistleblowers claimed top officials, including Mike Arroyo, stood to gain millions. The scandal forced the project's cancellation, but the damage was done. Mike Arroyo was also linked to the fertilizer fund scam and the Jose Pedal bank account controversy. Despite multiple investigations, he was never convicted, always denying wrongdoing. For many, his name became synonymous with cronyism and backroom deals, fueling public cynicism about government. Fidel V. Ramos promised reform and economic growth, launching massive privatization and deregulation. The Philippines saw an economic boom, but critics warned of crony capitalism. Privatization, they argued, transferred state assets to a select few with close ties to the administration. Controversial deals like the Fort Bonifacio sale and the PEA Amari reclamation project raised questions about who truly benefited. Ramos was never charged, defending his policies as essential for development. Supporters credit him with modernizing the economy, but critics say he entrenched a new set of oligarchs. The Ramos era is remembered for growth, and for the perception that the benefits went to the well-connected. Reform and cronyism, it seems, often walk hand in hand. The legacy is complicated, and the debate continues. Corruption isn't just about money, it's about unchecked power, as seen in the Maguindanao massacre. In 2009, 58 people, including 32 journalists, were ambushed and killed by the Ampatuan clan, a political dynasty ruling with impunity. The massacre was a calculated act to eliminate rivals and silence the press. The Ampatuans controlled police, military, and a private army, empowered by their alliance with the national government. The trial lasted a decade, with witnesses threatened and justice delayed. In 2019, key members of the clan were convicted, but many were acquitted, and the family's influence endures. The massacre exposed the deadly consequences of political dynasties and impunity. It was a chilling reminder of what happens when state power is privatized. The fight for justice continues, but the scars remain. In the Philippines, unchecked power can be fatal. and the system that enables it is still in place. Janet Lim Napoles wasn't a politician, but she masterminded the PDAF scam, turning public funds into private fortunes. She created dozens of fake NGOs to siphon billions of pesos meant for development projects. Lawmakers allocated funds to these ghost organizations, receiving massive kickbacks in return. Whistleblowers, including her own cousin, exposed the scheme with ledgers and bank records. At least 10 billion pesos vanished over a decade, implicating senators and congressmen across the spectrum. Napoles was convicted, but many politicians escaped justice. Her story revealed how deep the collusion between private interests and public officials can run. The pork barrel queen ruled with a court of willing lawmakers, at the expense of the Filipino people. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo rose to power, promising clean governance, but her presidency was marred by the Hello Garcia scandal. In 2005, leaked recordings allegedly caught her instructing an election official to rig the 2004 vote. The fallout was immediate: calls for resignation, mass protests, and a cloud of illegitimacy that never lifted. Arroyo admitted it was her voice but denied wrongdoing, surviving multiple impeachment attempts thanks to allies. Her administration faced other scandals, including the ZTE-NBN deal and fertilizer fund scam. After her presidency, Arroyo was arrested for plunder, but later acquitted and returned to power as Speaker of the House. Her story is a testament to the resilience and the privilege of the political elite. In the Philippines, even the most damaging scandals rarely end careers. The cycle of power and impunity continues. President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs promised to crush corruption, but allegations soon reached his own family. In 2017, a massive drug shipment slipped through customs, triggering a Senate probe. A broker testified that Paolo Duterte, the president's son, was linked to a smuggling group within the Bureau of Customs. Explosive claims included bribery and alleged ties to criminal syndicates. Paolo denied all allegations, refused to show a tattoo said to link him to a Chinese triad, and no charges were filed. He resigned as Davao City vice mayor, only to return as a congressman. The episode highlighted the double standard: harsh justice for the powerless, leniency for the powerful. Political dynasties remain untouchable. The pork barrel may be gone, but confidential and intelligence funds, CIF, have taken its place. These lump sum allocations, shielded from audit, have ballooned under House Speaker Martin Romualdez, cousin to President Marcos Jr. The office of the vice president received 125 million pesos in confidential funds in just 11 days, sparking outrage. Critics say CIF is the new pork, discretionary, secretive, and ripe for abuse. The debate has split the ruling coalition and reignited public anger over corruption. Romualdez defends the funds as necessary but calls for transparency grow louder. In the Philippines, old schemes die, but new ones quickly take their place. Across these 10 cases, a pattern emerges, a system that protects the powerful and punishes the powerless. From acquittals to pardons, from recycled scandals to political resurrections, accountability is rare. Corruption isn't partisan, it's systemic, fueled by dynasties and patronage. The cost is paid by ordinary Filipinos. Medicine not bought, schools not built, futures denied. It breeds cynicism, erodes faith in democracy, and deepens inequality. The victims are everywhere, from journalists' families to farmers and urban poor. These aren't isolated stories. They're symptoms of a culture that enables and protects the corrupt. Exposing the cases is just the start. Real change means dismantling the system that allows them to happen. The fight is against the corrupt system, not just corrupt individuals. We've exposed some of the most egregious cases of corruption in the Philippines, but shining a light isn't just about outrage. It's about finding a path forward. The resilience of whistleblowers and journalists proves accountability is possible. The question is, will we demand real change, or let the cycle repeat? Let's keep the conversation going, because dialogue is the first step to action. The fight for truth and justice continues, and it needs all of us.